Hey sports fans, this is John Harris again, smallballsuccess.com. Here's my new book, Landing Safeties, a manual for how to hit that makes suggestions for kids of shorter stature who may be getting overlooked. Most of my suggestions are based on techniques that I learned from studying the dead ball era, and I thought I would very quickly, since I've kind of been on a hiatus here, I've been moving, and I am now relocated to my farm in Georgia, so haven't quite made a space to practice baseball, but still writing about it and still thinking about it. And I wanted to elaborate in this video on something that I talk about in Landing Safeties. Pretty cool title, I think. By the way, it's a phrase from the days when sports writers would, they actually believed that certain hitters, guys like Cobb, could place the ball. They called it place hitting. They could decide where they were going to hit it, and then they'd place it there. And they would land that safety almost like it was a little remote control airplane. I don't think anybody could do, really Cobb would admit he couldn't do that. But the sports writers loved the idea, so it was a phrase. I like it. There's a late chapter in the book when I'm trying to dissect something that has puzzled me for years, and that's Tris Speaker's, his little shuffle. It apparently had 2 steps involved. And Tris Speaker, unlike Cobb, was a very smooth, elegant hitter. Cobb's swing was all, he was feet together, hands out, and it was just, it almost seemed like his philosophy was to get as uncomfortable as you possibly can. Maybe you'll get a hit so that you won't have to get back in the box. But Cobb was actually very smooth once he got into this thing, and then went into something like a coil, a load, and by the time he took his stride, he was not that much unlike Tris Speaker, but Tris was smoother through the whole process with these 2 steps. Here's what I believe happened, or something similar to what he did. I've been working on, honestly, a modified version of it. This is what I would do. This is not quite what he does, because the photographs show that he starts out more like this. But I'm convinced that he probably, while dropping the bat, took a little step with the back foot. And then the second step was the front foot kind of catching balance and then going back for the load. So you have a swing kind of like that. Okay, here's my version of it that just for me, I prefer this, and everything that I'm saying in the book is just a suggestion. So I'm constantly looking for ways to refine things that work for me. You should do that too. Just take these ideas as suggestions and see if you can find some version of them that works for you. But I like to start out already kind of forward, and then I can get the very, very loosely hefting the bat like this. I wish it were a little heavier. That would make it more realistic, because Tris's was 45 ounces. But I can lift the barrel really with my top hand and move that back foot forward just a bit. And then I don't really need to get my balance again with the front foot. I can just pick it up like this. At this point, I'm a lot like Ty Cobb when he's gone into his load. And then I'm ready to take that very level, slightly downward cut into the ball. I'm very short to the ball. So again, if I can get enough of myself into the screen, I'll try to show you this if I don't trip over these boards. Back foot. And let me face like to actually be kind of closed when I do this. Once again. That's so smooth. And the amazing thing about it is that once I move that back foot and get reloaded, as it were, or really loaded for the first time, I don't know why it is, but there's, in landing safeties, I call it an energy loop, or an energy conservation loop. You get some forward energy going, and then you can wait once you move that back foot. And it's so hard to do that if you don't move the back foot. If you just go, the balance is harder to keep and it's harder to direct. That's another thing. When I do this, I can actually, I think I can probably wait to swing at the ball until I know whether it's going to be inside or outside. That's something that's always tantalized me. These old timers, and it wasn't just Cobb, it was Hannes Wagner and Fred Clark, and several of them said that they took their swing where they saw the ball coming. They would actually stride to where they saw the ball coming, and they'd take a swing at it. A little worried about fire ants here. I've never been able to replicate that or to do anything like that against fast pitching, except I think this might just do it. This is so close to allowing me to step and to swing at the same time. And I think because I've got my balance so nicely, it seems like it's preserved there, but it's infinitesimally moving. So that's why I can keep it for so long, and I can open up, I can step farther in, I can do a lot of things with that little step of the back foot. I can also look like I'm going to drag a bunt, because, you know, the first time you see this, isn't that what you think? That he's going to bunt, he's going to drag one. So that must be kind of annoying to the defenders, too. The great Charlie Lau, probably, I don't know, one of the great hitting coaches that there's ever been, said that he went to Australia once, and he found kids doing some version of this. It just blew him away. He did, you know, like other American coaches, like every coach today, you can't do that. What are you, Aussies, you're already standing on the wrong side of the earth, now you're all upside down with your hitting swing. But he watched kid after kid get into the cage and hit line drives. This is a line drive stroke, you know. Everything in landing safeties is about hitting line drives. It really worked, and it really works for me. This is, when I've done my tests, I can hit more balls on a low trajectory to the opposite field than I've ever been able to do out of any other sort of setup. So I don't know exactly why this works, and maybe it's just for me and it won't work for you. Hello, why don't you buzz off? I tell you, there are all kinds of insects here that I've never seen. Some of them bite hard. I like the you know, the front foot hitting and the hand spreading. I would just go to the wall defending those. I think those are essential. But so this is just something you can try if you're still looking for a refinement of your game. I think it's cool. I think it really works. And get the book and read about it. Hey, if you can't afford a book, I think it's Kindle version's under $5, the hard copy's under $10, but if that's too much for you, let me know. I'll send you a copy, okay?